Corbs. Okay, I'm gonna show you what I do. Okay, so this is Tactical Arbitrage. This is the software that costs $100 a month, and it finds you leads basically. I'm running Ulta right now, so I'll show you. So I just come in here and I select, you can select any of these websites, and then you can put the link in and then do like page 1 through 10 or whatever, however many pages are on the URL. And so I actually used a bulk list that I make that's like an Excel file with a bunch of different URLs in it. And so I'm running the entire Ulta website right now. So that's running, and it can take a while, but if you run it and then immediately start sourcing on it, it'll have enough for you to, like I just started this probably, I don't know, like 30 minutes ago. So the whole list will probably take like 2 days to run though. But anyways, so it pulls like all the data, like it tells you the price at the Ulta website, it tells you the Amazon price of the listing that it's matching it to, and gross profit, which, to tell you the truth, I don't know if that is factoring in. I think it's factoring in Amazon fees into that. And estimated monthly sales, and blah, blah, blah. So I set this up with criteria to kind of like weed stuff out, like, like find me profit, basically. Like I could find a bunch of listings that match the Ulta website, obviously, if there was no profit, but so these should all be profitable if they're pulling the data right. So sometimes it messes up. So basically, the first thing I'll look at is $15. I'll click the listing and click this keep a graph. So this keep a graph is like, this is all you need. It's free too. You just look at this and decide if it's actually going to sell for what you think it's going to. So, two-faced hangover. And then I just go to the Ulta website and make sure that it is the right price. Shut up. Okay. 4 ounces. Like, some of these listings are super shitty. Like, they put that, I don't think there's an actual X in, it's RX. Oh, okay, there it is. Never mind. So you just kind of want to make sure that it's the same product. 0.64 ounces, that's not right. But the picture, it's really not about if it matches the listing exactly, because it's really, what does the customer think they're buying? You don't want people thinking they're buying something else. So 4 ounces. And it is. Okay, so it's $32. 41. I don't even think that's profitable. Oh, okay, gotcha. So it's mismatching it. It's showing a different size. So that's just bunk. Close it out. Delete it. Let me find a good listing. What I do kind of is I just go through here and I look at the keeper graphs. All these little green jaggedy bar things, those are sales. So if you see one that has no jaggeties, then there are no sales happening. So like sometimes I'll just go through and like look at all of these and make sure they're actually selling. Like that one. And you would think that like some of these that sell a lot are really good to buy, but the truth is they're usually not as profitable. So like sometimes when you see something like that where there's only a few little step down motions, so like this is showing like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 sales. All those little step down motions are, it's basically recalculating the sales rank by average of total products on Amazon. So when it does that, like when it sells, it has to change the sales rank so that green bar is representing that. So let me find something. I feel like this one has been matched before, but it's usually out of stock. Which also, I just looked at my rewards earlier, and I have 6,500, which is about $400 worth of cash rewards from Ulta just from doing this within the last like 2 weeks. So just as far as increasing your profit, like right now I probably can get all of this stuff I'm about to buy for free. Must go away. Alright. Oh, shade 1 is in stock finally. Okay. $34. $18. Good. So that's right. 18. It's saying there's a buy box for $34. So sometimes it's telling me that because of Keepa. So it's averaging the Keepa sales history, it looks like. Or it's showing me that price right there at the buy box. So this goes out of stock a lot on Ulta. So when it does go out of stock on Ulta, you can charge more on Amazon. So that's why it's been profitable for a while. So I'm just counting sales. Like this is for January. We'll just zoom in. Each little step down is a sale. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. So you get the idea. I don't count all of them. I don't care that much. But it ranges. Like there are some people that are selling it sometimes that are not profitable for me. But it is selling at these higher prices. So let's check that it's profitable at like $34.99. I look for 30% returns. That's like my cutoff. But I'm willing to accept 20%, but when I'm sourcing, I look for 30% or higher. So yeah, even at $34.99, it's still 47% return, so that's a good deal. So, and also on the listing, you can find out how many. Actually, never mind. I'm not going to do that. Okay, so let's make sure this is the same size. 5.34 ounce. Yes. Okay. So I'll probably get like 5. Well, I'm gonna get 10 actually, because that is. I think there's only one seller. So even if there's like a ton of sales here, like there's obviously like 30 to 40 sales there just in January. So, or is it January that no, from January to March. But what was I going to say? But it would really matter how much competition there is. And so these guys that don't have the Prime box, it's because they're actually shipping it themselves. They actually are warehousing this and shipping it. And this stuff is in the Amazon warehouse, like my stuff. So you're really not in competition, even though this, well, no, that person's pretty much this. Actually, that person's cheaper. So even though this person is cheaper, the Prime person is still in the buy box. Buy box means that you just click add to cart and you're buying it from R&I Enterprises, which could be like Corbin Enterprises or whoever. So you're like, you really want to be in the buy box. And if you're Prime where you're putting your inventory in Amazon warehouse, then you're going to get that. Because most people do not click. It's like, how do you even find the other sellers? Like, where is it? It is, I guess, here. So yeah, people are not going there. People are just clicking add to cart. And that's what the repricing software does, is it fights to get you into the buy box. So there's literally no competition on that. So I'm just going to buy 10. And done with that. Done with that. And keep it as cool because it... Wait, what was the high price? When I list, I always list it higher just in case because that seller may sell out before my inventory gets there. And so I don't want to be priced down here when I could, if they're not there competing with me, I could easily price it higher. So I'm going to do like $44.99 is what I'm going to list it at. And then whenever it hits the Amazon warehouse and goes live, my repricer will pick it up and it will reprice it to get me in the buy box. So I'll just put $44.99 in my SKU. I put a code that lets me know where I got it from and what I paid for it. So it's $18, which I've bought a crap ton of stuff that's $18. So you can only have, each SKU has to be unique. So I always do this weird little dash thing to make it different. And the reason I'm doing this is because in your inventory tracking software, which you don't need right away, but when you do get it going, you want to know where you got it and how much it cost. Otherwise, you're not going to be able to find out how much money you made that month. And it's in it. The software, when it pulls all the data over from Amazon, it pulls the SKU so that you're not like going through receipts to find out what all your inventory costs per item. You have it right there, and you can do it however you could, like put $. I don't know if you can put $sign, but you could do it like regular. I just don't. I like the dashes. So, okay, and then you probably won't be collecting sales tax, but I do. So this is a cosmetic, and I save it. So tactical arbitrage is really nice. Like you can see, it just has that little button, like list now, you know, like it's just a button that takes me to my Amazon account. Oh, I didn't tell you what I was doing there, but it's Amazon asks you every time if it's like a battery or a flammable, whatever. They want to know as far as shipping dangerous goods. Okay, that's done. I could go further and ship it in. That's what it's trying to let me do, but I don't need to, so I can be done with all of that. And then I just add it to my folder. Anything I buy, I move it to this folder, or the folder for that website. So, okay. Let's see. So this is selling. I feel like this may justify my love. It's a good idea to just check it first to make sure that Ulta even has it, because sometimes it'll match it with like a color that Ulta doesn't carry. So this is Love Hangover. Justify my love. No, it's looking like they only have Love Hangover. Okay, so bunk, get rid of it. It's fine, I already saw that. Let's look for a good profit. This is, honestly, this, you know, this doesn't look too, it's kind of anticlimactic. because you're like, oh, $6. But I mean, that's all it is just buying a bunch of crap like that. And you're like, every single time it sells, you get $6 and you're just turning. You really want to pay attention to your ROI though, because you don't want to spend $1,000 and have a 10% ROI where you're going to make like $100 or whatever. So, and for me, I take 30% ROI, but if I were going to be starting in cash, I would probably look for higher ROIs because I would have less money to spend and I would be like, or it would be like not, I would put more time into sourcing, looking for big ROIs where I can like double my money. That's a 3-pack. No. I don't pack anything anymore because the prep warehouse costs $1.50 a unit regardless if it's a pack. So if I sold a 3-pack, it would cost me $4.50 to have them prep that, and it's like, no, not happening. But yeah, once you get more sourcing capital, you really need to take lesser profits and just get your money spent. Like I really need to spend about $1,000 a day, and I would not be able to do that if I was looking for only 100% returns. So let me see. Some of these shitty little, this is like it's $8. This is a shitty makeup, and they break in shipping. So this, you can see it was selling really good at $13.95. All these little dips are sales. Really well. It was selling at really well at $13.95. Selling, and then you can see this purple bar is the price. So it went up to $19.99, and now it's not selling as well. So like on something like this, if it was only going to be profitable for me at $19.99, I would probably buy like 1 or 2 at the most. But if it was profitable at $13.95, I would definitely buy a bunch of it. Let's see what it is. 16. Yeah, that is definitely not profitable if it's 16 at Ulta. And I'm pushing it to try and sell it at 20. So some of these, like a lot of people won't, they would be like, no, I'm not buying that. But the truth is like that's 2 sales in the last 2 months. Like I would still buy one, especially if there was no prime seller on the listing. Yeah, there's no prime seller. So like you'd be amazed that things will not sell. Like people who are prime members will like refuse to buy things that are not prime. This is the gist that I get from it, at least. So as soon as you throw something in prime, sometimes it'll sell immediately, even if there is like no sales history of it. So like that, I'd probably buy 2 because I don't know, actually. No, it did. It just sold. It just sold at $58. Like, so here's the buy box, is this pink thing. And you can see this dip right here is a sale. So let's see what it cost at Ulta. That's not what I wanted. Out of stock. Okay. And as you'll see, some of the bigger profits. I don't know if you can see I hope you can see this on the video, because I know that sometimes screens are hard to see whenever you're actually watching the video. But so the higher priced products are actually better for you sales wise, because so if I bought this for 38 and I'm trying to spend $1,000 a day, that's a you don't want to buy things that are like $5 if you're trying to spend a bunch of money. So that's 38 and it sells for 63, and even though it's just a 35% return, which is like basically what I'm looking for, it's not, crazy high or anything, but still it's $13. So one sale, $13. You can sell, I would say up to 20 units a day is where I'm at right now, but usually more like 10, 15. So if you think about making $13 off one sale, it's good. Just as far as time and not having to sell 100 units to make your money. So, sorry I'm being slow. Okay. So as you can see, this software is baller because it's like I don't have to like look through the website, find this stuff. It's just showing me, hey, this might be profitable. Light medium. So TA is showing me 38, that's right. 63. So they're not even in Prime. This may be under hazmat review, which means Amazon thinks it might be explosive or something. So selling really well, or selling decently at $49.99. Still selling $15.08. So let's see if it's hazmat and try and list it. Make sure that matches first. But yeah, that's all you're doing is you're matching, making sure it's the exact same product. Why are they putting the expiration date? It's ridiculous. Some of these listings, I'm like, I don't even know if I want to sell on this because whoever created it is an idiot and may or may not be boxed. Like, well, it should be boxed. Period. It's retarded. Okay. But it's clearly selling, so whatever. And you can also, like, I can talk to Amazon here and be like, this needs to be changed, take that off, and they'll review it and do it if they think that I'm right. So, what was I doing? Sorry. Listing. So, same thing, Ulta, 38. Oops. $38. TA, I'm going to do, wait a second. So that's 25%. I'm still good with that because it's almost $10. I'll take 20% if I'm going to make over $5 on the sale. So I'm going to list it at $64.99, and then the repricer can do whatever it does. Add dangerous goods. It's asking if it's a battery or if it uses batteries, which honestly, this is a huge deterrent for me selling like smartwatches and stuff, because I'm like, I can't even find the material data sheets to figure out the size of battery and stuff. Like, they want to know, like, if you do put this in, they want to know, like, it's, if I select something here, it's going to ask me 10 more questions. It's crazy. Like, they want to know how many grams of lithium and all kinds of crazy, like, you have to do math. I have to do math conversions to fill this out. So half the time I'm just like, you know what? I'm not even going to sell that because I cannot find this information. No. And they didn't used to do that. They just started, and I think it's because, yes, this is under hazmat. So it's not hazmat, it's just under review for hazmat. So it'll be available once somebody, whoever's selling it currently, they'll ask them to upload a safety data sheet, and then once they do, they'll review it and be like, oh, it's not hazmat, and they'll allow it to go into FBA. So like aerosols cannot go to FBA, anything that's flammable. They do it on cosmetics a lot, but it's not warranted. I don't know why they haven't figured out that if it can go on your face, it's probably not flammable. Well, that's probably not true, actually, at all. Okay. So as you can see, it's just like a lot of sifting of this one. You can see there at the end of the graph on the right, it's the price jumped. That purple bar is high, and so it's not seeing actual sales since the price got raised. That's probably the only reason it's showing that it's profitable to me. So I really hope nobody's paying $57 for this. Okay, they sure as hell are. What the fuck? If this is really $11 at Ulta, this is great. So these little pinks, these little pink diamond box things are buy box. So 47.54. It's selling. People are paying that. Which, by the way, this is a shit brand. Like, it's really a bad brand of makeup. I think it seems really cheap. Yeah, people are paying that. It's shocking, Corbs. Like, if this is for real, 57 and it's 15 on Ulta, that's ridiculous. And you find that stuff. I mean, you find, they even have it. Makeup. They definitely sell this brand. I've bought it before. Makeup, okay, maybe they don't. They get rid of stuff a lot, I've noticed, and that may be why it's so high on Amazon right now. But let's see if Sephora has it. What in the crap? Okay, moving on. So I can't sell this brand, I know that. Or that. So this is pretty good. So anytime you see something that doesn't have a prime offer, it's could potentially be under hazmat review. And that's why it's only showing the merchant fulfilled. see. Try and list it. So I see 1, 2, 3 sales. I would probably buy 3 of these if it's not in hazmat because there is nobody in Prime. Sweet, it's $29. That's right. Size is this 0.33. What the hell? Okay. I was like, is this linking it to paint because it's a... It is. It's linking it to paint because it's primer. That's funny. Okay. So it's definitely selling at 48, we'll say. Sweet. So 44% return, $12.85 profit, which is dank. I mean, if you think about it, I think it's like $15 an hour is $120 a day before taxes. So if you think about these sales and you can sell like 10 to 20 units a day, that's why it gets so easy to make money, because it's just like, I mean, of course you do have to be able to put up the money to buy the inventory, and that's why it gets attractive to use credit too at a certain point for most people, because you're like, you see it happen and you have all this data that you're looking at and you're like, okay, this is like a sure thing. It's not a sure thing. Things can happen, but that's why I try to buy like few, like I'll buy 3 of these if I can list it. So I found that by going easier on the quantities that you buy and buying more stuff, you make more money faster, because like this, there's, the chance of it's probably going to sell 3 in a month. So I bought 3. That's good. But you don't want to buy 10 of them and then be sitting on it for, this is since December that it probably hasn't even sold 10. But it also doesn't have a Prime offer, so it could sell faster. They could sell within 2 days. So, but if you buy 10, you just like tied up a shit ton of money, like 29 times 10, 290. You don't want to do that. You want to buy like, 10 different things, 1 unit of each, if you were trying to make money the fastest and sell things the fastest. Okay. So we're listing it. Let's see if it's hazmat. I'll do 40 on it. Actually, I'll do $54.99. It's like, these people don't shop around. I mean, you would think like, oh, everything's cheaper on Amazon. No, it's not. These people are addicted to Prime, and they are just gonna buy it here no matter what. It's pretty shocking though, because before I started doing this, I was like, this is not gonna, like, how are you even supposed to find profit on buying stuff retail? But you can easily. I do it all the time. Don't be hazmat, please. Sweet. Okay, not hazmat. It's good to go. Okay. So how much have I spent so far? $347. So you can see it's pretty, like, I did this before I started this video. I got this philosophy stuff. But usually oh sweet. It looks like you get a free, or I get a free thing that could potentially be sellable. I don't sell anything like this free stuff they try to give me. I don't sell it because it's small sized, and I know that Amazon has a policy about selling samples, and even though this size you can actually buy it, I just don't fuck with it, so I just say don't give it to me. But yeah, that's it. I'll stop rambling now. You can kind of see that that's all it is. I run one of these whenever, like, so I have separate lists, like that file or that, I told you that you can make a file with all the URLs in it. So this is, I'm running the full Ulta list right now, but I also have an Ulta sale list, and I also have a Best Buy sale list. And so every couple days I'll rerun the sale lists because the potential for there to be profitable stuff in the sale section is really high. So I run that a lot, and then every couple weeks I'll rerun the entire website uh, file. But yeah, right now I haven't even bought anything from Bed Bath & Beyond. I have been doing these 4 stores, Best Buy, Chewy, Sephora, and Ulta, and that's it. Like, that's how I've been making money. It's crazy that you can find so much stuff from just, truthfully, Ulta. I do Ulta every single day, but Best Buy here and there. So I hope this was helpful. I hope you see how much money you're going to make. Meh.